What's up guys, this is Frenzy, welcome back to Viewer Castles. Today we're going to start off with AlRom Castle level 18, jump into it on my knight. So a thing about this bad dog, which I think is a bug, and I'm not sure if they're going to be fixing it next patch or not, but if you use Lashing Flames on a bad dog, it actually doesn't give you the benefits of the area of effect. Like, the area of the howl doesn't go off, which is kind of weird, and I think there's a couple other skills that do that as well. So I have to make sure that this group right here is not skippable. This group, however, I mean, maybe it was watching this doorway, so we'll check it. I think that the only time I like ballista traps is if you're fighting something near them. If they're just by themselves, they're too easy to dodge. I would prefer like a rotating cannon right there. If you want to do damage. Yeah, definitely. Same as here. Well, yeah. Because you normally wouldn't fight this. You would go through here. So yeah, it's not skippable. That's good. Like, in this circumstance, this is going to work out because I have to fight this here. And you'll notice I'm taking damage from the ballista trap. But normally if you went through the other way, it would be, you'd be fighting it up towards the top and not down here. So yeah, I mean, this spike trap is great because you have the Scorpio here, which is just going to push you back on top of it, so that's good. And it also kind of works to deny vision slightly. But yeah, you'll notice, like, this bad dog is right next to him. Well, actually, it worked that time. I don't know, it's weird how it works. I guess maybe because it was point blank or something. But yeah, that was a good placement for your ballista trap because Jimbo is such like a space control type unit that you have to be constantly moving around like small amounts and hitting him. I think that's a good placement for a ballista trap. That's pretty good. This one, let's see what I have to fight. Yeah, I generally have to back up here. Just because of the Cyclops. I didn't remember to empty my inventory. Okay. It's fine. It's only a level 16? What did I say this castle level was? I don't know, 18? Hopefully that was nothing good. I swear this game increases drop rates when you don't have an inventory space. So these things do almost no damage at this, like, at low levels. I can stand in this and it tickles me. So I actually hate this specialization until you get them to level 28. Like, it's probably the worst, 100%. This is a pretty good time waster. You know, the Cyclops is a nice effect because I have to be constantly dodging his stun. So I like that. That's fine. This room is kind of questionable because it's just kind of a straight shot. It doesn't really take much time to walk around it, but it's not bad. Punch drunk with a Zeke that is being enraged. Interesting. I like it, I think. I'm not sure if I just like the Zeke, the fact that he's actually being enraged, and the fact that I might die to him, or I like the punch drunk. I'm not sure which part of this I like the most. I don't know if punch drunk is necessary or not, but it's a nice touch. I mean, personally, I think the best way to use, well, Spread Eagle is a little bit different than Headshot. With Headshot, I like the charging Cyclops, and then, you know, the Cyclops forces the Zeke to hit. Obviously, you're using Cyclops earlier in your castle, so you can't really do that, but yeah, I like that. That's fine. This one's a little bit weaker. Archers could volley this, almost this whole group. If they like put it to the right-hand side, like over here, they see both of these units. They could either volley these two units and then wait for the Zeke to come around and headshot it, or something like that. This is another interesting use of Punch Drunk. The problem is Jimbos are so low life that generally, even if I'm slowed, I'm not going to take all that much damage, right? An archer's probably going to have roll, and a knight, if there's not a Defendatron guarding the Jimbo, they can usually like chain stun it and just kill it, regardless of like having the kite or not. So that's a pretty good one. There's you have the hero basically so far down this corridor here that they're not generally going to walk around here, especially with the ballista trap being there. So I think that most of those archer shots should almost always hit, so I don't mind that nearly that much. I think it's pretty good. And yeah, then we're on the boss room, which is another Zeke. Okay, so I like this boss room as well. You kind of have two things that are working for you to make the Zeke hit their shots. And then also there's like the chance where, well no, because it's the Scorpio's on Bash instead. The way I think of this working, and I don't think you use Scorpios anywhere else, so maybe this would help you, is if you have a Scorpio that's on pull in this circumstance, then, you know, the Spread Eagle works more like a shotgun, and the headshot works more like a sniper type thing. So, in my opinion, you would want to pull the hero closer and hope that multiple bolts hit the hero, rather than constantly bashing them away and having a Zeke, you know, you'd hit with one arrow, probably. But there's a lot less range to it than headshot, and there's a lot less, you know, there's no chance of hitting two arrows at one target. So I think pull Scorpio, a hook Scorpio, would be better than the bash in that circumstance. Although you do use it at the very first room in your castle, now that I'm remembering. So, yeah, I mean, it's fine how it is now. Yeah, okay. So, we'll jump into number 2. Alright, number 2 is Syrian Castle level 15. Jump into it on my knight again.
Oh, yeah!
Let's see what we have going on here. Alright, so far just slow traps. That's fine when there's no creatures around. That one's kind of skippable, but I don't know if you can move it down at all. I mean, you don't have any creatures here, so there's not really anything I can say yet. I wonder if you're remodeling this castle right now, and there's no creatures at all. Because it's pretty rare that there's 2 rooms without any creatures, but there we have some creatures. So this corner is going to be brutal for you. You do have a nice positioned springboard trap there, I've noticed. Like, I barely saw this, so I mean, this is directly under the skill bar. Like, I don't have any real knowledge that this is coming until I'm already in this room. The problem with it is that that corner's brutal for any sort of like hunger bots or archers or anything ranged like that. This Zeke is a little out in the open, I would say. I can pretty easily just snipe him before he gets a shot off. Maybe if you switch out the archer for the Zeke, switch the positioning of those, it'd be a little bit better. Wouldn't be all that perfect though. I would say have it pull through the wall, but then at the same time that corner is going to be brutal against Zeke as well. So yeah, probably just switch the 2 or switch out the mob itself. Alright, then we have Zeke again. These corners in the rooms that you're like picking are a little brutal for Zeke, and for hunger bots in general. Okay, I'm not sure if this is linked. Okay, so this whole thing looks skippable right here. This is like a 20-point group that's completely skippable. You want to fix that up, I would say. Alright, so you have a heal. The problem is Jimbo is kind of weak, but you do have a Defendatron, so I like this. This is fine, yeah. Jimbo can't really sustain a heal by himself, but I think a Defendatron can. For at least a little while, a couple shots. Alright, so you have another one of these kind of pulls. Obviously everyone's going to see this before it happens, so I would almost prefer something a little different, maybe a ballista trap, so then you're pulled and maybe you get hit by it. Or even, this would be a pretty good spot for a spike trap as well, because it's not really avoidable. If that fits in here, I think it should. But then you'd have to probably move your Hungerbot back so much. Maybe you could put it like right here, Hungerbot, and then archers. Maybe you can link those. That might be pretty good. So this one's a little scary because your Defendatron's a little too far away from your Jimbo right here, and if I would have actually noticed that and Lashing Flamed, I would have been able to kill the Jimbo without having to kill the Defendatron. Alright. This looks, I mean, this smells like a pull. You do only have Hunger Bots level 3, so I think you're overusing pulls a little bit for your level, I would say. Alright, what does this actually do? It looks like it throws me up this way. Does that actually chain? Yeah, so that's a pretty good chain if it happens. The problem is people are going to be able to see that very easily. And you only have Hunger Bots level 3, so it's not like the easiest for you to pull off anyway. The chains are so much slower than at Hunger Bot level 4. Yeah, I don't know. This setup is going to make your castle a lot easier. It's a good chain, I mean, it's working. The problem is, people are going to see this before they enter the room. You have your aggro circle, like, probably right in this area, or in this area, and I can see the pull trap from here. So people shouldn't necessarily fall for this. Let's see what you have for your boss room. Okay, and also one of these groups is skippable. You'll want to take one of these out, put them in like the first couple rooms of your castle that didn't have anything in it. Alright. Not too bad, but those couple skippable mobs you want to fix up, and maybe remove some of your pulls to make your castle a little bit more difficult at this level. You can add them back when you get up to level 4 Hunger Bots, because they'll be a lot better. We'll jump into number 3 in just a second. Alright, and for number 3 we have JoeyAsagiri. Castle level 17. Jump into it on my knight again. Alright, Spike Trap. The problem is this is like easy to grab before you really get on the Spike Trap. I would want that dirt back just a little bit so that you're already on the Spike Trap before you pull this group. Because I can kind of just sit here and wait for it. And then I can kind of go on the Spike Trap and not really take much damage. So yeah, I would say that derp, like right in the middle here, would probably be better, or even off to the side a little bit. Alright, Zeke is good because it's a long-range corridor. You should be able to get at least a little bit of damage out of him. This should be a pull through the wall down here. These guys are positioned well. The problem is I don't really like the mob choice. I've talked about this a little bit before, but I'll go into it again. When you do a double pull like this, you want to make the mobs themselves as dangerous as possible, and you want to save your time waster mobs for a later point in your castle. So I mean, this wasn't all that dangerous for me, even though I pulled both. I'm a little bit over your level, I think 2 levels over. So I mean, technically I can loot you. So, you know, you want to have someone, if they pull 2 groups, to be in danger. You want to have more, like, dangerous mob group overall. So probably remove that Robo Shieldatron. You can put them somewhere else in your castle, and maybe if you have, like, a Scorpio, or, you don't have Mega Muttons yet, maybe, Pete Poundmore, something like that. Put him here instead, so that if you pull 2 groups, it's a lot more dangerous for the person. Alright. Jimbo's fine. He's just a little weak against... Well, he's kind of weak in general still, I think. You know, Knights can really take him out without taking maybe one hit, and that doesn't really matter. He is a lot better at level 26, I think it is. Alright, this isn't that big of a deal. I guess it's about the best place that you can use Smelly Warriors. They're not my favorite unit ever, but it's about the best place you can use them. I mean, their over-the-head smash, it's really avoidable, and it only does 100 damage. So, like, archers, like one here, and maybe one off to the other side here, might be a little bit better for you, just in terms of damage, like raw damage. Other than that, I mean, the trap here does do pretty good at denying vision. I kind of have to get over it before I am able to attack this group, and I think I aggro at that point, so I think that's pretty good. This is a nice like mix between a time waster and a damage dealer. It's probably not going to kill anybody, but when, you know, the potion nerf comes to effect, this is probably would be a good group to have. It's pretty strong against volley. I almost died. Must be a Zeke. No, it's just 2 archers. Okay. And you have a punch drunk here. I'm not sure if that stacks. Punch drunk plus jelly wall. I'm really not sure at all. If it doesn't, I would say it's a waste. If it does, I guess it's good. I think either way you should be hitting with these archers if the person's stuck inside of here. Like, you hit me, and I don't think I got hit by the punch drunk. So maybe it's kind of a waste. It's not bad, though. I don't know. You could do it a little bit differently with, like, a charging Cyclops or something like that, although I think you used Cyclops with the overhead smash earlier, so that's probably not something you're able to do. It's not bad. Alright, this should be a pull. Scorpio. Let's get him off that trap so I don't get caught by it. Okay. So that's it's a pretty well set up trap. It could be a little bit better if it was under the skill bar. I don't see it too early though. If someone hugs the top for whatever reason, which would be the stupidest thing that they could do because they want more vision. Like if you come downwards, you see it a lot earlier. If you come on the top, you won't see it at all. I think this is probably as close as you can, but if you can move this spike trap down at all, that would be what you want to do. Other than that, you can, you know, make your aggro circle as close to this as possible, as long as the Scorpio is still getting a hit. And it's not too bad. The derp is kind of weird. Does this pull the boss room? Yeah. You don't really need a pull for a boss room because it has a big aggro circle as it is. And the aggro circle doesn't change regardless of like the positioning of the units themselves. I like the boss room though. It's pretty good. I'm gonna have to pull back a little bit. There's not really a corner that I can go around for the Zeke either, without going over this trap and taking more damage. Oh, I almost hit that trap. Alright. And then kill this guy off. Alright, so that was a pretty good boss room. Not too bad overall. So I think that was number 3. So if you guys enjoyed, please subscribe, leave a like. If you want to be a part of viewer castles, you can add me as a friend and make a challenge that allows me to like play the castle at a lower level. If you're interested in that, it takes a couple extra days. You know, I have to accept their friend because then you have to make the challenge and I have to accept the challenge. You can also email me at frenzycastleruns@hotmail.com. You can comment on my castle or comment on a video and leave your in-game name that way, and I will get to your castle. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.